Hello and welcome to Prophetic News, episode 7 with Markus Verneutzer and Judith Millar. Hello, Judith, how are you?
I'm good, Marcus. How are you?
I'm fine. Do you have news for us?
I do. This episode's going to be very similar to episode 6. Spirit have given me a very big message for the collective, and it's from them, as in not predictions, but as in guidance. But also, we've got quite a lot of predictions. Will I make a start?
Let's go.
Okay, so as we've been going through the different episodes, Spirit have a habit of giving me like rhymes or songs or things like that there. And we think they're cryptic, but they're not really cryptic. So in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. And when they told me that, I thought, I used to listen to that as a child in Jungle Book film, but they were explaining it's our world is still asleep, and our world is very much asleep to what is taking place around our world and within our world. 2 months of turmoil, they have said. They've also stated an armed robbery. They have gave me that several times. When I question, they give me the same message. So obviously that's what I have to pass. Also, in the last 2 episodes, on episode 5, we touched on Nightbridge. And when last episode 6, they gave more information to do with the Ministry of Defence, Nightbridge. And it was the night as in shield and armour, not daylight and night. So this month, or this fortnight, they've gave me Jack Straw. Now I know you don't watch TV, Marcus. He's a British politician, but he's foreign secretary. So he dealt with everyone, all the different countries within the world. So it's not just, this isn't just a refined message to the UK. This is a worldwide message. So Jack Straw, Firebrook, Knightsbridge, coming soon. Knightsbridge, there is a lot being kept from the public, and it is all going to come out. The next message was armband, cross, Christian church service, remembrance, not Remembrance Sunday, and it's not the ones of D-Day that's just passed. This is to come. I validated, was this still to come? And they said yes. So again, they gave me another song, and it was Bye Bye Miss American Pie. So Spirit talk about when that song was written, it was written about the time rock and roll first came out in America, and then Buddy Holly and they were in a plane crash, and it kind of stopped at that moment. And then it was to do with politics and everything else. So Spirit very much are bringing that back in, and they're saying that, our faith in God, whether it's the divine, whether it's light source, whether it's universe, whatever way we want to address it and it feels right for us, the innocence of it is being lost. Our children's childhoods, the innocence of their imagination is also being lost. And the world is really, really crazy at the moment, and it's to do with like our politics of all the different countries, and it's just distractions. Now, they didn't elaborate anymore in this next one, and it's Sunday marching, trouble, riot. The next one, Madeleine McCann must be found. And I know I contacted you through the week, and I was able to send you validations of what has come out this week from what we published 2 weeks ago. Well, we've been publishing it now for over a couple of months. On each episode, there's more and more. So on this episode, they're saying Madeleine McCann must be found. The next one is Skyrocket up in smoke. And I think there's going to be like a test run, or there's going to be something to do with, they've just said space. So it's not going to go well. I know there's one not long being done, but it's not that, because I've clarified everything that I'm giving today is going forward to come. Loved Michael Douglas, he's an actor. Sheffield United match, trouble, wrong people. Again, everybody has to apologise for me. I have to apologise. I don't do football, so I just pass the messages. This is a really interesting one, and something tells me this one might be later on in the year, if not after into next year. And I could be wrong. That's my own take on it. It's not what Spirit are saying, because the message is helicopter crash, USA, setup arranged. Trump's not to travel in the helicopter. But I feel he's going to win the elections, which is why I think it's going to be after. It could be either. Listen, whatever way it is, that's my assumption. It's not Spirit. Message from Spirit is helicopter crash USA, set up, and it's been arranged. But I do
you
feel
put it together, it has to do with politics, with maybe Trump.
Yeah.
Do you think what's going on now in his life with lawsuit and all these things, they made it on purpose that he's not re-elected?
Absolutely. 100%. He won the last election. Spirit said to me, he 100% won the last election. It was just dirty tactics, cheating, and it was all a gimmick. So they've tried to, which is why I'm wondering, is it before the election or after this message? Because they have had him in all these different courts, all these different charges. They have kept him in court. They haven't allowed him to speak. They have kept him in courts in the jurisdictions that he wouldn't be in, that are obviously Democrats, Republicans. But it's actually went in his favor. Those areas are now turning towards him. The American people are saying, whether you're a Republican supporter, whether you're a Democrat reporter, your country is messing with politics and using, if that's what they can do to the ex-president or the president to be again, what can they do to the normal people? I'm funny. There was talk here about conscripts in the UK for people when they turned 18 again, which I turned 18 again, but when we our children turn 18, and they had two people. One was a politician and one was just a member of the public who has obviously children to come up. And they said that they felt that it should have been a choice. And the politician said, we've been telling people what to do all their lives. It makes no difference. And I thought, if only you had realized how accurate and how open you have just gave that, because it's very, very true. So there's only one way of stopping Trump here now. Trump is miles away in the polls, miles and miles. He's really won it right now. The only way to stop Trump from winning now is to take him out.
Yeah, I agree with it. I think absolutely the same. It is a bad game what they are playing in general. I think he is a good solution, at least for the United States, but it will be an impact for the whole world and the cabal. And so I would understand it from this point of view. They see that their own power is vanishing and there are big changes are coming. And one of those changes is Trump.
And but Marcus, what you say is correct, because Hungary, Germany, all these different countries are coming out now and saying Trump, they want Trump to win this. Trump is winning it because he's the only one that can try and bring the stability back. Now, I have to say, Trump has a plane. He has his own plane. And people might say to me, he doesn't do helicopters. But I feel there's going to be a possibility that he will either use a helicopter or he won't. But either way, there's going to be a helicopter crash. And Spirit has connected Trump to it.
Mm-hmm.
So all these European countries and different countries, they're not coming out and backing Trump for no reason. You know, it's really like, okay, I know people play dirty tactics, but this is really dirty tactics. Really?
It is, but I was wondering, look, when we see what governments are able to do, really playing dirty games.
Yeah.
Is it not a representation of this, what we human beings are inside ourselves?
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
So why we expect something better when we have inside us this feeling or this way of being? How we can expect that politicians are better human beings than we are? So I think it is a mirror what they hold us in front of our faces.
Yeah,
Wake up.
Everything is a mirror. And funny you should say that, Marcus, because that links in with the big collective message that Spirit has for everyone. So you're actually picking up on what Spirit is wanting to address in this episode. But yes, everything is a reflection of who we are, and everything is a reflection on what we see and our actions and our responses. But they've tried every single thing, and the only thing left is to try and take Trump out now. And we did get, now I know there was an attempt assassination. I don't know which was it Polish? Don't quote me because I can't remember which president, but as far as I know, he's still alive. But he did get shot. I just don't know what country it was. But I know in episode 1 or 2 we talked about assassination attempts, so it could be that. But I think Spirit's very much basically saying exactly what everybody else is thinking, that the Democrats really only have one more go at this, and it's to take Trump out. That's the only way they're stopping him now, the only way. But moving on. So the next one they've gave me, and they haven't given me any more details on it. They've said about a prison breakout, caught in the mountains, wild goose chase. Now I know there was a couple of weeks ago, there was a prison, was it France? I'm not sure if it was France. There was a prison van stopped with a prisoner in it, you know, somebody, and everybody I think was killed, and the prisoner got away. So I don't know who that was, and his people or whatever got him away. But I don't think it's that. And if it is, I don't know if he's already caught. But this person, this is to come. Okay, so whoever this person is to get caught, it's going to be a bit of a wild goose chase, and it's going to be in the mountains. From the very first episode, Spirit has talked about August. From the very first episode we've ever been doing this. And again, it comes in every single episode. And August beginning changes worldwide affect us all. Now we come to Spirit's big main message, and it is quite a large message. So this is Spirit's guidance for us as a collective. Visions of the future are for us to see. There is no veil. And if I could explain that to people, you know, and a lot of the time in mediumship, people say, you know, you have to pull back the veil, you have to close the veil, pull back the veil. Spirit are saying there is no veil. I always knew there was no veil, but they're wanting to share that. Only frequencies. The old ways must fall away, allowing the new to come forward. The mission is to work together in the vibration of love. That is the only vibration that can heal us, and love is the only vibration that can bring us peace. There is much to happen in your world, a clearing of your world. It's to lift the vibrations, because this must happen. Low frequencies will be washed away. High ground, high vibration, stay high ground, stay high vibration. A flood of sickness to hit your land. This must happen to raise the bar, the consciousness of your planet. Stay high vibration. So that's for the collective, that's for everyone worldwide. And they're really giving us a heads up of what we already kind of have an idea of, but they're basically putting it in black and white now. And I want
maybe
to
you could give some advice how they can higher the vibration our audience.
So yes, to higher our vibration, it works with our thought process. So if we're feeling very down or very negative about things, straight away we're bringing our own vibration down. A great way is music. Dance, sing, listen to music, listen to different frequencies of high vibrational sounds. Being a good person, being kind to other people, showing gratitude for what we've got. And it's really about listening to that intuition instead of the overthinking, feeling everything's really negative. When we are in a low energy, it feels quite low, it feels quite pulling down. But when we're in a high vibrational energy, we feel quite uplifted. And for as long as I can remember, Spirit has always said to me, stay high vibrational. And people used to say to me, how can you be high vibrational all the time? But I learned, put your headphones in. I'm very much what you see is what you get. I put my headphones in, I go on a dance and I listen to my music and I sing as I go about the house. And that helps me, that keeps me high vibrational. But we can also meditate. And we can set the intention. Intention is everything. If we don't believe in what we're asking for, what we're doing ourselves, you're already breaking that intention because you're doubting what you're trying to do, or you're doubting what you're asking for. So high vibrational is very much about what we talked about earlier too, with the mirror, the way as a reflection. So it's important, we have to remember we create our own karma. Okay, our actions, our response, everything creates our own karma. So how we respond to a situation, how we respond to someone else's behavior, that all plays a part. And everyone we meet, we blend energy with. Like right now, I'm blending energy with you. Everyone we meet online or in person, we blend energy with. So other people's energy can help also bring us down, and it's up to us to try and counteract that. So Spirit are very much saying that it's important that people do go with the high vibrational, and they call it high ground, but they're also saying of a high vibration because it's the low vibration that's going to be washed away. And when they say washed away, talking sickness.
What about attachments? Gregor's attachments. Do you have some advice for it?
Spirit always taught me that attachments can only attach to you if you invite or if you allow. When you're working in a high vibration, you're not in that energy. You're not in that energy zone. So an attachment to it also goes in our intention and what we believe in. Spirit always say to me, there's no such thing as ghosts. There's only spirits. Either happy spirits or angry spirits. But there's only spirits. And it's attachment. I can honestly say I've never had that experience. I know people who feel they have, but again, people like to create fear. And fear is only an energy. Fear only exists because we have changed the energy and created it into fear. And the more we are scared of something, the bigger that energy gets. So the more it builds. And we create the energy around us. We create the energy that we're in. So if we are creating more fear, it's just going to get bigger and build and bigger. And I've never, ever had the fear of an attachment. I've never, ever had the fear of the wrong spirit connecting to me, because I 100% know my spirit team are around me, and I don't attract them type of people.
But so, is it not attachment, your spirit team?
Well, you could call it a bit of like that. You could suppose call it a bit of like that. I always do say exactly the words you use. They are your team. You know, I can't do what I do without my team, and they need me to help out their word. So we very much are a team. So you've good point. It's what way you want to look at it and what way you want to put that term, you know, as in perspective. Do you look at it like that? Because my spirit team, they're not of low vibration, they're of a high vibration. So most love and light will always be high vibration. But I've just learned to have a really strong connection, strong bond with my team, so that I can honestly say, and all I can say is hand on heart, I have never ever had that fear. Never.
I think when I put it in a nutshell, what you were trying to say, it is a frequency match between spirits and living beings.
It's low density. It's low. We know when we're in a low energy because everything feels so heavy. It feels like, whoa, really heavy. And we don't feel ourselves. We feel quite anxious. We can feel quite nervous. We can feel that fear. We can feel like we're not good enough, like our confidence isn't there. Maybe our self-worth isn't there. But I can only speak for myself, and Spirit worked really hard with me. I'm not saying I didn't have different issues, confidence, and you know, we all have that, but I learned to understand that we create a lot of that ourselves, and it's important that saying high vibrational, it is a very easy thing to do. Attachments, I suppose different people would have different opinions on it, and it's not for me to say they're wrong. All I can say is how I see it, but I know other people would have different opinions. Maybe it's where they are, maybe it's what's going on around them is bringing that lower energy in and around them. But when when we believe we're protected and we do everything by intention, they can't. For example, I'll give you a quick example. One of my students, very, very lovely person, very, very high energy, went and spent the weekend with people who weren't high energy, very quite negative, and didn't clear their energy, didn't look after their energy. And she had an experience where she was kind of, you know, in between sleep and, you know, you're starting to drift off. And she felt like there was somebody around her, somebody like around her neck. And she panicked and she was getting quite scared. And she said she could feel like a lower energy. Then what she did was she called her guides in, and they said to her, show it love. Show it love. So she started to show the love instead of the fear, and it went instant. It just went instantly. So we could say, has that what we experienced been something that we have created in ourselves, and we've experienced that because of the energy we've been in, the vibration, the people. So she understands could be what she's experienced because of that and her thought process and what created that. But as soon as she understood and flipped the frequency and the vibration, instantly it stopped. So we are in control. We are in control. It's good to remember that we're in control in that sense, because we can change things. Does that help?
I hope it helps the audience. It wasn't a question what I had for our audience.
Okay.
Do you have a little bit more for us from the spirit side?
Yes. I want to say about army roadblocks. Army roadblocks coming throughout the world. Free movement will be stopped. The wrong people gone to ground. They talked about a bandstand collapsing. I don't know where that is yet. High tides rolling in, water levels raised. So I actually asked somebody this on Tuesday. I was talking to someone, and they were meteorologists. You know what I'm talking about. I can't pronounce it. Meteorologist. I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay. For a change, it's always me can never pronounce the words. So I asked them about the climate and natural warming, and they didn't really want to get into that conversation in any way. But Spirit must have thought, well, here, let us answer that for you. And Spirit has said natural climate warming. So I know we're being led about the different ways about the climate and everything, and it's Spirit. A lot of it is natural. We have to realize our Earth does cycles. So they talk about the royal children, the royal family, royal children, moving schools, Princess Anne, announcement soon, health. Now, we talked about this a few different episodes about the health of different family members within the royal family. We said about, Spirit have gave a couple of episodes ago, 2-3 episodes ago, that Princess Anne would be making an announcement also regarding her health, and that's to come. WikiLeaks closure. Now, I know there was something about that in the news, and I think he won his appeal, but this was recent, so they only just gave me this the other day. So this is after that, so this is something to come on the WikiLeaks. And I feel it's to do with disclosure and closure. I want to say I think there's something else going to come. Still hasn't finished. Underground tunnels, World War III. And then they've repeated World War III. Downtown, a tissue, they all fall down. And I think that's going back to, some of the message within that they were sharing with us. Every episode, they seem to build on more and more of the information. So that concludes this episode. So it does. All
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, it was not too much. We will observe the situation outside in the world, and we hope it's not getting too worse.
It's going to get worse before it gets better. Sorry, guys.
Maybe. Dear audience, thank you for listening to us, and I hope to see you next time in episode 8, Prophetic News. Thank you so much, Judith Millar. We see us next time. Take care. Bye.